Mm-hmm. So I was trying to make this video real quick to just go over, this account has been banned from trading views, so this Wisecock account. So, and that's I chalk a little shit in the lobby here, but it's mostly because they think that this is. I think my work has been photoshopped or something. It's not the case. I mean, it's not at all, but still taking advantage of, and even if you know where the market's going, a lot of traders are pretty confident. It's just the timing of it is a whole nother conversation. Literally 50% of your chart. Most people can grab that level of resistance or whatever, right? But timing that entry and then being able to hold that so that it's profitable and you're making like twice as much as whatever you were risking, right? It's huge, but that's a whole different thing. It doesn't matter how sweet your charts are. You have to be able to execute in real time. But here's some of the work. I just wanted to kind of have a video with some of this work that I've done. It's super simple. Just ran from the low to the high, running eighths, or these are 16ths off of that. So that's a pretty nice response there that we have going on. This was kind of my first real vote of confidence where I was quite sure I had not only the angle that we were up, that we were reversing, I found the level of support, but the timing and the XYZ axis. Ping. Mind you, a lot of these ideas that I'm showing you are still tradable today. Yeah, they were made back in 2019 or late 2018, but still tradable till today. I don't know if I went through this one. Here's a system that my father and I made, a squaring method, and yeah, it's set to the range, set to its scale rather, and really nice results there, as you can see. And that's Uranus retrograde, basically starting, right here we were at the resistance, Uranus retrograde rallies down into some previous support. That's our level, right? And you can see a real nice kind of timing on these arcs, everything. This is a great major fractal type of setup, but it's not something I might get back to the Gann squares and do a bit more work with that, but the scale is always debatable, and not only debatable, like that scale is fine, as you can see, obviously, right? But it's just different things can happen at the levels, right? So you want to have something that's just that you reproduce over and over, that you like, that you just kind of understand its behavior, right? Like, for example, you don't want to see it, you don't want to reverse the second this comes to this. If this was what I was trading all the time, right? Like, you don't want to reverse the second that the price hits your thing. It might stall, right, a little bit, as it did. It stalls a little bit. But there's days where it went higher, right? So as soon as it hits your level, that's where it's at. You want to bring in other aspects, right? Look at basic resistance. Yeah, we were at resistance here previously. But if anything, we violated these kind of lower levels, right? So we'd be looking up here, and that's really where we ended up coming to. It's once you really get the timing and the angle down, then the levels are obvious, right? Then you're like, oh yeah, I'm expecting this level of support to come in, boom, right, and up it goes. But that takes time, right? That's where I find the basics of trading are really the best parts of it, but you need that solid kind of edge, right? Just your edge in the market. And here's another bit of tomfoolery with the 360-degree system that my father and I made. Really nice time cycles coming in, levels coming in, and arcs all coming into play here. As well as the Fibonacci circle in the background with my pi formula. Pretty solid stuff. Still tradable today. So is this here. Yeah. And the major signal here obviously would be we're short here still too, till at least something like this, right? But this is really just back testing purposes. I really want to see how things respond with these, and this was a really pretty basic system here. Just taking the numbers of this and finding the basically 5, right? 75, 175, and 45 degrees, and then running 60 off it. What things like that is, so if that's what you're going to do, you want to do it over and over, and you want to get a feeling for how price generally responds to your setups, right? Does it take, maybe, are you usually a day early or a day late on your time cycles, right? So you really got to hone in with what you want to do. This is pretty impressive right here. Again, a lot of vibration work. Just catching it to the day. Literally to the day. But, what else we got here? So this looks good. This looks nice. You're expecting this kind of maybe vibration to come in, and that's what I've been calling. If not, just to push higher here for the until the end of this crash, you know, which Gann predicted in 1930. But here's Gann's master mathematical formula mixed with kind of Nassim Haramein's sacred geometry, kind of blended together, and you can see a really nice response off of Gann's kind of circles that he used, which really kind of helped him display multi-dimensionality, right? Bringing the chart to 3 dimensions, or 5, 4 or 5, right? But this, this is kind of some of my best work here, I would say, and this was really when I started getting accused of photoshopping, because it's just crazy the response we see here, and then boom, right back up, almost testing these highs, testing the levels at those highs, and then falling into this channel, which I did predict. That's exactly what I want to see, is this channel to the downside come into play. Precisely what happened. To a vibration as well, and then to a time cycle off the vibration. Just flawless technical analysis. It really is. I don't mean to sound arrogant saying that, but it's just tuned in like its name, an instrument, right? Financial markets are instruments. You're tuned in like a fucking guitar to that song of the Bitcoins. Oh, sing me your song, Bitcoin. Sing me your song. How do you like that? Some good work in this Wisecock account. A lot of good work here. But yeah, I just really wanted to, Gann's master mathematical formula, crazy. His law of vibration, flawless. As well as his, this is flawless also. It's just multiple systems that are just perfect. I still haven't quite yet mastered his squaring, but I have like 5 different squaring methods, which are all quite good. Some going for time cycles, some going for arcs, some just based on levels. So ton of stuff with that, and currently kind of working with fans. A lot of great stuff with the fans, but Here's and that was kind of my work with pi for GANs, just GANs angles and pi. But let's have a look over here. Sign out of here. Sign into the old family first. Just kind of not banned yet. Making some pretty crazy ideas though, so I'm sure it won't take long. Check out the time frames. This is when things really start getting interesting when you're down here. Let's have a look. This is kind of my latest idea here. Just being creative, to be honest. Elongated, looks like one of those songs. Yeah. So I'm expecting, you get to watch this vibration here. It could definitely come into play, but I'm expecting this kind of geometry here as a bit of a ceiling to this channel type thing to the downside. I'm expecting this to come into play. And these trend lines that I have drawn out are just the dotted dash trend lines or whatever are just 13,000, 21,000, 8,000, 5,000, 3,000. And then this is kind of Gann's law of vibration, but from the monthly. And then here we are on the weekly viewing it. So we see the increase in numbers. And then within that law of vibration here on the weekly, I've added the Gann box and the Fibonacci circles in a Vesica Pisces manner. Right? So just interested to see how this plays out. And this lets me know, things like this let me know that I'm tuned into the market, right? When you see the historical data, the way it responds, and you expect to see it respond similarly in the future, then, right? That's all that you can do as a trader, is have a plan and trade your plan, right? Let's get to it, bro. Peace.